Welcome to the live online classes. This is a continuation of chapter 6, weathering and soil formation. You can refer to page number 60, where I'll be teaching you the topic soil. Now, soil is one of the most valuable resource or priceless resource. It is an abiotic resource. A-B-I-O-T-I-C, biotic. Abiotic means non-living resource or wealth, in the form of wealth that is renewable, which can be used again and again. It defines the quality of the land also. Different types of soils are found in different physical features of the earth. And each soil basically defines the quality of crops to be grown also. It forms the basis of agriculture. It forms the foundation of the ground of agriculture also. It provides support as well as nourishment, that is food for plants. In turn, animals and humans also get food from the plants. The thin topmost means nearest to the surface of the earth, layer of the earth's crust, C-R-U-S-T, crust, which is made up of fine rock particles. Now, I told you that from the rock we get the soil, because rocks are broken down, and basically when this fragmented rocks are basically the metal which you find in the soil. So made up of fine rock particles and organic matter, O-R-G-A-N-I-C, organic matter. We are talking about humus. Organic matter means derived from decayed plants and animals, is termed as soil. So you can see the definition here. The thin topmost layer of the earth crust. The thin topmost layer. The topmost layer is used for agriculture. It's made up of fine rock particles. So from the rocks we get the soil, and organic matter is also found in the topmost layer. This layer is known as the soil. Now, soil is a medium for plant growth. It means that without the soil, you cannot grow any kinds of vegetation. It is a medium. Medium means it is an instrument, or a means. So it is an instrument for storage of water also. Means of water storage. Now, water storage means, under the ground, you find water table. And where you get this water table? When there is a rainfall, what happens? All the water basically enters the ground through the porous rock or permeable rock, where it dissolves inside the ground and basically makes a water table. So it is, what we call, soil forms the basis for storing water, supply as well as purification. Whenever I am talking about purification, it means cleaning, to clean the, what we call waste water, or, what we call filthy water inside the ground, by going through different layers of the soil, It removes impurities. So the water which is found inside the ground is basically what we call pure water, which is drinkable water, which is also called fresh water. It also is a modifier. It modifies the atmosphere. Modifies the atmosphere of the earth. Now, how it modifies the atmosphere of the earth is because of the water content. Water content that is found inside the soil, as well as the vegetation cover. Okay, all plant life are found on the soil, which basically, okay, makes our climate moderate or mild. Okay, and it is also it also gives an environment for organisms. Now organisms are basically living things. Okay, so it gives us a habitat. Okay, habitat means a home for wild animals and all living things. Okay, habitat for organisms, organism, organisms. Now we are studying factors affecting soil formation. So how the soil is created or shaped. Factors affecting soil formation, formation, soil formation. Now, if you see, soil is the uppermost layer of unconsolidated material. Whenever we are talking about unconsolidated material, it is a loose material that is found on the surface of the earth. Okay, it is formed by breaking down of rocks, okay, or particles, rock particles, due to weathering and erosion. Okay, we have studied about weathering. Okay, weathering means disintegration, which happens due to weather, that is rain, okay, frost, wind, and also okay, variation in temperature. What is erosion? Erosion means denudation of rocks, okay, which happens due to the agents of change. Okay, and this weathering and erosion, okay, basically degrades our land. It also shapes our land. So in this, okay, making of land, it makes the soil. Okay, it contains humus or decayed plants and animals. The soil which we are talking about, it contains, okay, humus, H-U-M-U-S, humus. Now humus, whenever we are talking about humus, we are talking about decomposed organic matter, okay, which are formed due to decayed plants and animal life that is found on the surface of the earth. Okay, as well as living organisms that is found in the soil, as well as water, as well as air. Okay, it also consists, okay, this soil also consists of silica. Okay, silica is found in the soil, as well as clay is found in the soil, as well as, okay, what we call lime, okay, or chalk is found in the soil. So the soil is made of many things. It is made of humus, it is made of water, it is made of air, okay, it is made of okay, what we call living organisms, okay, it has minerals contents also. So, okay, you find the soil is formed of many organic matter as well as mineral content. Soil contains organic matter called humus, which is derived from the decomposition of plants and animals. And soil consists of two layers. Now I am talking about two layers only right now. Okay, soil consists of two layers, L-A-Y-E-R-S, layers. Okay, the topsoil is very important as it is very, very fertile, and all the crops that the farmer grows are grown on the topsoil. Okay, then we have the subsoil. Number one is the topsoil, number two is the subsoil. Now subsoil is found, okay, between the topsoil and the bedrocks. It is found between, okay, it is found between the topsoil and the bedrocks. Now what are bedrocks? These are parent rocks. These are called parent rocks, which we will be studying in detail later on. Okay, but when I am talking about this subsoil, it is not as productive as the topsoil, because you cannot grow crops in this area. Okay, now whenever we are talking about the soil formation, it is a very slow process. Because it involves all chemical weathering, biological weathering, as well as physical weathering and changes. It may take 1,000 years to form a few centimeter of soil. So to make a few centimeter of soil, it may take 1,000 years. So you can see soil formation is a very slow process. It goes through physical change as well as chemical change as well as biological change. The rate of soil formation or creation as well as the quality, okay, of the soil depends on many factors, okay. There are many factors for making, okay, a soil. And these are not only physical factors, chemical factors and biological factors. There are other factors also which are, okay, equally important. They are, number one, okay, you can see in your book, okay, page number 60, there you find, okay, nature of parent rocks, okay. Now, nature of parent rocks means the quality of the rock, okay, the quality of the parent rock or the main original rock from which these rocks are formed, okay. So, let's read this one. Soil is formed from the bedrocks. So, whenever we are talking about the nature of parent rocks, these are also called bedrocks. Bedrocks. These are the original rocks that you find at the bottom or at the base, okay, of all the soil and rock materials that you find on the surface of the earth, okay. So, soil is formed from the bedrocks. So, this soil is formed from the bedrocks beneath, also known as parent rock, which influence the color as well as the texture of the rocks. So, this bedrock basically defines what kind of soil you will have, what kind of color and what kind of texture the soil will have in the future, because it takes a lot of time or a lot of process to make a soil. I told you that it takes thousands of years to make a few centimeters of soil. It also determines chemical properties. So, bedrocks also defines chemical properties. Whenever I am talking about property, I am talking about the characteristic material, okay, of that particular rock or identity of that rock. Mineral content, how much mineral is found in that rock, as well as permeability or porous rock. So, I am writing the name Permea, okay, Bility, permeability, okay, or it means, okay, allowing liquid or gases to pass through or dissolve, okay, inside the soil, okay. It is called porous rock. It is called porous rocks. There are non-porous rocks and porous rocks, okay. There are two types of rocks, non-porous and porous rocks. Now, porous rocks absorbs water. Simple answer is that one. Non-porous rocks do not absorb water or dissolves water. So, when there is a rainfall, where does the water go? Water basically sips inside the porous rock. But it cannot, okay, sip inside the non-porous rocks. Therefore, it basically gets, okay, washed away from one place to another. So, you find because of these porous rocks, you have underground water table. Okay, this is one of the reasons. So, permeability of soil means, okay, the soil is able to retain water or not, okay. Now, the second point that we are going to understand in the factors is the relief of the particular area. So, in the soil formation, the second most important topic that we are going to discuss is relief. Now, whenever I am talking about the relief means height of a particular area of the earth's surface. So, relief of the area. So, I am talking about altitude. I am talking about altitude and I am talking about slope. Now, altitude means height, whereas slope means gradient, because it's a non-flat area of the earth, okay, where you have a slope. Now, when you have a slope, what happens is, okay, it determines the drainage in the soil. So, when there is a rainfall, what will happen? It gets washed away. So do you think, okay, the water will be retained inside the mountains and inside the hills? So it defines, okay, the drainage system in the soil as well as the accumulation of soil. So some of the slopes, okay, in areas are made by weathering and erosion. It means transportation. So some of the weathered materials are taken over to another place, and another place, okay, in the another place it is deposited. So therefore a landform is created here. There will be an accumulation of soil. This makes up new landform. This new landform might be a hill, okay, or a sand dune, or it might be a, okay, little bit of what we call, okay, or what we call a hollow area or a sinking area, etc. Depends on the weathering process of that particular area. The third one is called climate. We have studied climate. Climate means, okay, weather condition prevailing for a long period of time, say 35 years, okay. The kind of climate determines the nature of weathering process. So climate also plays a vital role in making the soil, okay. It determines what kind of weathering process is going on there. So whenever I am talking about climate, okay, the first thing you have to understand is temperature. Temperature means degree of hotness or coolness of particular area, okay, or atmosphere, and also the rainfall pattern. So whenever we are talking about, okay, rainfall pattern, some places gets plenty of rainfall, some places do not get rainfall, or there is scarcity of rainfall. So these two factors basically define the soil formation also, okay, which influence weathering and erosion, okay. The fourth factor that we are going to study is natural vegetation. Now whenever we are talking about natural vegetation, okay, we are talking about all plant life, okay. All plant life means F-L-O-R-A, flora. It means flora, okay. So natural vegetation also plays a vital role in making a soil, or creating a soil, or shaping a soil, okay, because it defines the quantity of humus in that soil. Humus means decomposition of plants and animals. So decomposition of plants means flora, decomposition of, okay, animals means F-A-U-N-A, fauna. Okay, are you understanding? And whenever I am talking about fauna, it also includes microorganisms. Microorganisms. Now, so whenever I am talking about microorganisms, it means all living things. Okay. So this all basically defines the, okay, nature of the soil, okay. So it determines the quantity of humus and microorganism in the soil. It includes flora, fauna and microorganisms formed in the soil. It influences the soil forming process and depends on the quantity of humus present in that soil, okay. The root of plants holds the soil together and helps in soil aeration. So whenever I am talking about, okay, flora, all plant life have roots, and these roots basically hold the soil together. When it holds the soil together, what happens? The soil is tightly packed. It is a strong and basically stable soil. So this soil also helps in aeration. A-E-R-A-T-I-O-N, aeration. Now look at this word, okay. Aeration. Whenever I am talking about aeration, this soil is basically, okay, exposed to air. So the soil also gets air from the plant life. Are you getting my point? So it gets oxygen. Now, so whenever I am talking about natural vegetation, okay, natural vegetation, one thing you have to understand is animal droppings, the, okay, dung of animal or fossil, okay. So droppings of animals. So do you know what is a dropping of animal? It's a dung of animals, okay. animal droppings, dead insects, okay, and animals, okay, and animals, okay, dead insects and animals, dead leaves, basically results in more rotting of organic matter in the soil. So humus is made up of dead, okay, plants and animals which are decomposing or decaying. So this also defines the quality of the soil that you will have in the future. Okay. Number 5 point is basically time. Soil takes many years to form, usually 1000 years. So I am writing on the board 1000 years. Usually 1000 years may pass. So 1000 years may pass. Okay, in forming or in making 2.5 centimeter, okay, of soil that you will not find in your book. So you can just write it down. So soil takes many years to form, okay. It takes 1000 years to make 2.5 centimeters of soil. Time defines the thickness of the soil also. It is a time factor which defines how much, thickness the soil is going to have also. Young soils have characteristics of bedrocks or parent rocks because young soil are born from the bedrocks, the original rocks. But they change in the future because they get modified by the weathering process as well as the erosion process as well as other physical, chemical, biological and natural factors. Soil is not formed by the action of one factor. Soil is not formed by the action of one factor. We have studied 5 factors. From this factor, we come to know that all these factors are responsible for the formation of soil. So, soil is not formed by one factor, okay? But usually a combination of factors, a collection of factors determine the kind of soil you are going to have in the future, okay? And formation of soil depends or varies from place to place, okay, and factors also defines the quality of the soil that you are going to have in the future, okay. Now we are moving on to soil profile. So we are moving on to soil profile, profile, okay. Now whenever we are talking about a profile, it is an outline analysis of a soil diagram, okay. For a farmer, the term soil refers to the cultivated top layer. So for a farmer basically uses only the top soil. Farmer uses only the growing crops. So you can see the farmer uses only the top soil for growing crops, and this soil will be found from but from 15 to 20 centimeter depth. So you can see this 15 to 20 centimeter is only used for growing of crops. But actually the soil basically extends from 40 feet to 50 feet. Actually the soil is found from 40 feet to 50 feet, okay, and each layer differs from the layer above and below it. It is based on the physical features like color of the soil as well as the feel or the texture of the soil. Okay, these differences are due to the result of air, water as well as the sun heat as well as the plant material that is found, okay, basically mixed in the soil. The soil is arranged in distinct layers. So you can see, okay, it has different layers. Let's take for example, okay, I'll draw a picture of the soil. So I'm drawing a picture of the soil. Okay, here the farmer grows crops. Let's take for example, these are crops, okay, which are grown on the top soil. Okay, now this area is basically a black area. This is where you find the humus. Okay, now you can see this is the top layer. Okay, this is the top soil. Okay, and this is the subsoil, and this is another layer. Okay, so there we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 layers are there. 4 layers of the soil are there. They are distinct from each other because of the color, because of the texture, because of the mineral content, because of the humus, because of, okay, organisms found in the soil also as well as the fragmented rock particles. So each layer, okay, is different from above and below layers. These differences are due to air, water, sun heat and also, okay, humus material, okay, or plant material. The soil is arranged in distinct layers. Each layer is called a horizon. So each layer is called by a name called Horizon, horizon. Now horizon means specific layer. We have a name for this layer, we have a name for this layer, we have a name for this layer as well as we have a name for this layer. Therefore, it is called horizon. Okay, the total arrangements or grouping of this layer is called a soil profile. So, okay, the total grouping of this layer is called the soil profile. Are you understanding? These layers or horizons are identified as, okay, this layer is known by the name or identified by a numeral, okay, or alphabetic numeral that is known as O horizon, A horizon, okay, B horizon, C horizon, and okay, there will be R horizon. In some books you will find the R is also basically named as D horizon. Remember that, okay. So with this, okay, I have completed the soil profile as well as, okay, what we call the soil and factors affecting soil formation. In the next class, I will be, okay, discussing about the different layers, okay, in detail. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.